Okay, welcome back. Rich Currie, Module 4. In this one here, we're going to talk about content writing. And as I mentioned in the other modules, you need to build off of each other. Okay, so you need to look at the other modules, and you need to understand those modules before we move on to this. So, in the previous module, you've done your keyword research, and you now have a list of keywords that you know people are searching for. So the next portion to move on to, or the next step to move on to, is putting your keywords into your content on your web page. All right. Now, before I get right into that, I want to share something with you that, again, a lot of beginners miss. All right. When you have a website, okay, www.yourwebsite.com, okay, your home page is called your index page, all right? And a lot of times people have a little bit of a problem understanding the fact that they want to get the home page ranked well, which of course you do, all right? But don't discount all of your other remaining pages. What you really want to do is you want to get all of your pages ranked well. And we'll talk about that in the final segment for SEO. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this. All right, so now you have your list of keywords, and so, you know, what are you gonna do with them? Well, it comes to the bottom line here, okay? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to split them up, and that's where I have not just your home page here. If you have a list of 7 or 8 different keywords, and we'll use the dog example. One is going to be for leather dog collars, another one is going to be for small dog collars, large dog collars. Those are going to be, for the most part, individual pages. So take your leather dog collar, for example, and you're going to make that your home page, and you're going to write content around it. Okay, well, what you're going to do is you're going to want to put the keyword, okay, inside of your content. So when you write, you know, here's your, we'll get simplistic here. Here's your page. Let's ultimately say you have some navigation going on over here. Okay, maybe a header up here. Okay, with a picture or a banner or something like that. And then you're going to start writing your content for that page. As a general rule, content is king. Okay? So what does that really mean? It means the more content that you have about your specific keyword, the better off or a better chance you stand of ranking. Now, don't make your content drone on and on and on. You know, 1,000 words a page in most cases would be too much. But on your secondary pages you can do that. But for your primary keyword that you're looking to use, I would suggest somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 to 900 words, okay, a page. And that's a real good place to start. All right? So when you write your content here for your page, use these numbers and incorporate your keyword into that. So basically write something about, in this example, large or leather dog collars. Make this page about that. Now, the purpose of this content writing I want to explain to you is do not use a whole bunch of the same keywords on your page. Let me clarify. You have a list of keywords that you came away from in the last exercise, all right? Don't take all of those keywords and cram them onto this page. Just use one of those keywords or a long tail version of that keyword per page in your content. All right? That's very important. You can't go right using a ton of those keywords, because what happens is when Google comes out and looks at the page, which is called spidering the page, when they come out and to see what your content is about, if you have too many different keywords in there, they've got a little bit of a problem figuring out specifically what your page is, okay? So that's how you use the keyword in your content, and make sure your content, again, revolves around that keyword. Now, let's talk just a little bit about the content. We've already said that, you know, between 600 and 900 words is a good start. It must be, and there are people that will argue this, okay? But again, you have to look at my results and for all the years that I've been doing this, along with other marketers that know what's going on, okay? This content needs to be original content, all right? And because the Google search experience is formulated in such that when they go out and they look at websites and they decide where they're going to rank, they're looking for the best information on there so that, you know, the user gets a real good experience. If you have duplicate content out here, there's a good chance that your site is not going to rank well because it's already picked up that content from another site. In most cases, it was the original author. So you can't have duplicate content out here. That will kill you, all right? Also, a page that you're trying to get ranked well, don't have a lot of stuff out here. You know, don't put a ton of Google AdWords or any of that type of stuff out here. Make this page nice and clean, and we'll talk more of that in the SEO module, but use your original content. Now, it's okay in some cases to treat this like a college term paper, and that is go out, do your research that people have written, and then maybe rewrite that content into your own original words. And when you do that, there are some tools out on the internet, www.copyscape.com. If that's not it, just do a search for Copyscape. And that's a free as well as a paid tool. And what you can do when your page is done, run it through that, and that will tell you whether or not there's any duplicate content. So for the most part, if you wrote the page yourself, you'll be fine, but check it anyway. But if you're using the college term paper process here and you're rewriting somebody else's, just run it through there because it'll let you know whether or not you rewrote it good enough that Google will look at that essentially as your own content. So definitely no duplicate content. Don't copy things from articles, like eZine articles as an example. Don't go and copy that because it's still duplicate content. Now I want you to understand something. Is it plagiarism to go out and copy someone else's content? Well, that's not what we're debating here. Yes, and in most cases, of course it is, unless you get the author's permission. So we're not talking about a permission deal here. We're talking about the way Google is looking at it. I don't care if you went to any article depositories and you got an author's permission to use their article. Google is still going to look at that as duplicate content. So it must be original content. Use only one or two of your keyword or long-tail keywords within that content and keep it to 600 to 900 words as a general rule, and you'll be off to a real great start. Okay? So that explains how to put your content, how to use your keywords in your content, and what you need to do on your page. So that's it for this module, and the next one is really going to be kicking it because we're going to get into some basic SEOs, what it is, and a little bit more on what you want to do with your keywords on your pages. Okay, so tune into Module 5, and that'll be our last module with everything all compiled here. You'll really be able to kick some ass out here and get a big hand up, if you will, on your competition. Okay, see you in 5.